The premise is that Friday, Saturday is ended in a draw, and this is basically down to the singles matches, 12 matches on Sunday in order to decide President's Cup. So we've got to decide between who would win golf course architecture President's Cup. Course is based on player, and we see what's going to happen.
I mean, the game is an amateur game. I mean, the professional side of it, there are idols and heroes and fun to watch them play. But I mean, if it wasn't for amateur golf, there would be no golf.
On a nice day, it's very scoreable, and you go play it on a 15, 20 mile an hour day, and you're hanging on to your pants. And I think I love that about that style of golf, link style of golf.
You have to remember, when you play a golf course and you're out there for 4 hours or whatever, you're only hitting a ball for 15 minutes of that. So there's a lot of time to look around.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Top 100 Clubhouse. This is just a wee short one because the President's Cup is round the corner, and it's at the oldest golf club is it the oldest golf club or still oldest golf course in North America?
I think, yeah. Oldest golf club, I believe, is the claim to fame.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, Royal Montreal.
Yeah. As a Canadian, are you pretty proud?
Yeah, I mean, it's French Canadian, so I don't know if that counts. I'm from the other side, so. But yeah, no, it's. Do you know what? Anytime Canada gets on the map with regards to golf, we don't really have many sports that we excel at outside of ice hockey. So anytime you get any type, or whatever sport it might be, where someone excels or it's in the spotlight, it's always exciting. So yeah, Royal Montreal. I've never been. It's one that I'll have to knock off the list. It's a great city, though. Montreal is a brilliant place to visit. I've just never been able to golf there. The premise is that Friday, Saturday is ended in a draw, and this is basically down to the singles matches, 12 matches on Sunday in order to decide President's Cup. So we've got to decide between who would win golf course architecture President's Cup. Course is based on player, and we see what's going to happen. So
I'm very excited for my first one. Okay, I'm leading now. Yep. I've opened up with Scotty Scheffler. He moved to Dallas, Texas when he was 6, so I could have gone for Dallas National. But do you know where he's originally from?
I have no idea.
He's from bloody New Jersey, baby. It's Pine Valley. Yes.
Oh man. Okay, that is pretty stiff competition, because I went with, to send out a bit of veteran presence, Adam Scott, Australia, and it's going to be a battle of the Titans. It's going to be Royal Melbourne West.
Oh.
So probably the two best inland golf courses in the world. Now on top 100,
brutal.
It's Cypress Point is number 1 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
On a lot of other rankings, they have Pine Valley. I don't think I've ever seen Royal Melbourne West in first place, although it probably
Pine Valley's 2 on our list, so I'm just gonna drop that one in there.
Do you know what? I've been to Royal Melbourne West, but I've not been to Pine Valley. But I think if push comes to shove, I'm gonna have to give it to Pine Valley.
I'm sorry, I'm claiming that one. So the US goes 1 up.
1 up. Okay.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah. So then I thought I'd stick with Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of camaraderie, kind of back-to-back closer. So Min Woo Lee representing Barnbougle Dunes. So that's Tom Doak. We have it as 3rd in Oceania, 3rd in Australia, but 26th in the world.
This is tight.
Okay.
I've gone for number 2 is Xander Schauffele. In my research, by the way, I found 2 really interesting facts. He has 2 great grandparents who played elite soccer. Yep, I'm sticking to my nation of the United States and hating myself after saying soccer, but one for Austria and one for Stuttgart. Really random. Anyway, I just thought it was a cool fact. But he's a Cali boy. So
I know
he
where
moved
this is going, I think.
and So he has tied third there at a US Open. It's Pebble Beach.
Oh, wow. So this is interesting because this Pebble Beach. So Pebble Beach is not as highly regarded in our rankings as it is in some others, and it's trending a little bit downward.
Yeah, but it is currently still above Barnbougle on the world's
By
top 100.
by quite a lot, actually. Yeah, by a
On
good
ours
few
as
points.
well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So to be honest,
I would,
um,
if right, okay. How about this? Let's do it this way. Which one would you rather go to? And we both say at the same time because we think we're at a tiebreaker. Which one would you
okay,
rather go to? And complete honest answer: 3, 2, 1. Barnbougle.
Barnbougle dude. Okay, yeah, good. So, and the only reason for that is I've been able to play Pebble Beach, and I've walked it a couple of times and played it. So it is a brilliant golf course. But again, it's a little bit like I'm going to say Turnberry. You get some really, really world-class holes right by the ocean. And then the stuff that's inland a little bit more is forgettable, is probably too strong a word, but it just cannot live up to what's on the ocean. I mean, that stretch of 6, 7, 8, probably one of the best 3-hole stretches in the world of golf. But anyways, Barnbougle, Tom Doak, yeah, that's where I would go to, I think, from pure golf. So are we 1-1 now? I
We
think
are
that was a
one.
bit of an upset. That was a bit
Well,
of an upset, if I'm honest.
that was an upset, but we're here for upsets, right?
That's it.
What's a miracle Medina without upsets? It's
Absolutely.
currently
So
even.
third off, currently even. Your pick, I think. Are we alternating back and forth? Yeah.
Well, I can go. So my next golfer is Colin Morikawa. Uh, First saw this course when he went undefeated in the 2016 Walker Cup team.
Okay.
His grandparents stay 45-minute drive from the course, very short times in LA, and he actually stayed with them for the US Open and it's LA Country Club.
Tough too. Tough. So
Don't worry,
I've got
there's
the
some
first.
dross there.
Okay. So I've got some. I have got my first Canadian. So I think yeah, we've got 3 Canadians that we've got to do, and the first one, Taylor Pendrith. So I had to go with Cabot Cliffs. So Courage Crenshaw design, best course in Canada, 22nd in North America, and 42nd in the world. But California rankings have just come out, and LACC has moved up to second after Cypress. And I think you had a choice between LA Country Club and Cabot Cliffs.
I'm sorry, but man,
Probably pick.
I'm claiming this one.
I think you've got it. 2-1.
2-1.
Hometown boy,
Now,
Taylor.
so in that Walker Cup team that he went undefeated in 2017, listen to his teammates. I've forgotten this. Right, he had Cameron Champ, Maverick McNeely, Will Zalatoris, Scotty Scheffler, and obviously the consummate of Walker Cup, Stuart Hagestad. That is an incredible list of golfers.
Unbelievable. Yeah, crazy.
It's you to go first.
Okay, so we're gonna go into. We've got to get some of these Koreans out. They're chomping at the bit. So Tom Kim.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many women golfers come from South Korea and male golfers. I mean, they're churning out tour professionals of a very high caliber. But the golf in South Korea.
It's all indoor, right? There's a huge amount of
Well,
indoor golf there.
absolutely, yeah. I don't know if that's land issues or what it is, but Japan seems to do well. Anyways, we'll get to that. Famous one, Nine Bridges.
Yeah, okay.
It's the only one that really most even savvy golf course kind of aware people would have heard of just because of the tournaments that it's held. It is in the world top 100 ranks from others. but not in ours. So, sixth best course in Asia. This is where it's going to get dicey.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think I've got you on this one. And I feel bad
Do
about.
it.
I feel
Do
bad
it.
about this one. I feel bad
Okay.
about this one.
Well, this
Because
is
it's a Colorado boy in Wyndham Clark.
okay.
Interestingly, he was in the same year and class at high school as Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers
Oh,
running back, which is quite cool.
very interesting.
Um,
Yeah.
and I could have gone down the LACC Country Club or the LA Country Club route because obviously he won there. But I decided to stay in Colorado, and I've gone for Ballyneal.
Yeah. Not bad. So,
It's what 50 something in the world.
yeah, I don't even think it's yeah, basically Nine Bridges just got beat like 10 and 8, I think. So, one of
It's
those.
so researching Ballyneal. One of the cool facts I found out that I just didn't know this. I've never been to Ballyneal, knew a lot about it, but the one fact that really came out to me was, did you know they basically built it in only 21 weeks? The ground is so good there that they basically just did it in 21 weeks with nothing but a one-page construction plan. That's pretty
That
cool.
sounds about right. Yeah, it's very cool.
Very Tom Doak, isn't it?
Absolutely. Just shows, like if you can get decent sites, how quickly you can do things. It's a little bit like St. Patrick's. I mean, it obviously took a lot longer than that. And there was previous golf that was there. And it was slowed down because of COVID and they couldn't get a lot of help in. So there's a handful of shapers on site. But I do think that is also why it's so good. But anyways, we digress.
No, well,
We won't get into.
No. Well, we can digress a wee bit. We need to have more than 5 minutes of chat. Just
It's true. Yeah.
shouting golf
I mean,
courses at each other. No, this one's better. No, this one's better. The other thing about Ballyneal that I found really interesting was the fact that Tom Doak described it as one of his most entertaining builds because it was just a bunch of shapers on a property having a few beers and a chat doing wonderful things because it was like a university would be to, I don't know, furthering understanding. It's really cool. Amazing story.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard that too, that it was one of the, it's not that far away from Denver, I don't think. So, but I guess when you're out building and you're working long hours, then the last thing you want to do is drive a couple of hours to find civilization. So
I looked it up because Wyndham's actually from Denver. It's this is why I was a wee bit tenuous because it's 3.5 hour drive. So
yeah, but in America and Canada next door,
it's nothing.
So.
Yeah, I know
No,
you're Canadian. You don't understand. That's like going to the local shops.
That's right. So, all right. So 3-1 it is. Right. Well,
Yeah.
to be honest, we kind of expected this, and I think this is probably how the President's Cup's going to play out, anyways.
No, well,
right, so
I'm getting into some dregs.
Okay, well that's good because I shouldn't say get into dregs, but yeah, South Korea is it's a bit of a dry spot. But anyways, so I think your turn to go or my turn.
I think it's your turn. My turn.
Your turn.
Okay, back in the dregs. You ready?
Ready.
This golfer was said to have quoted, "Can't find a better walk in golf than here." And he also stated about the whole ball distance and course changes that with longer tees. This is how you say. This is his quote. "I think the biggest shame is that I can't go to Cypress Point and play the course the way the designer designed the golf course to be played. The biggest problem for me is that when you lose the architectural integrity of golf course, we're to the point where that's where we are. Something has to give." Can you guess the golfer? Cali boy.
Sounds like he's got some architectural nous to him. Yeah, he speaks truth. I wouldn't be able to say.
Patrick Cantley.
Really?
Yeah,
Big. Surprising.
Yeah, how cool's that?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, he does get it. Sorry, I've just gone with another corker.
Okay.
Can I just accept
Cantley.
victory here? Or do you want to try?
Well, no, it's going to be very short. I think I got see, and I've got the Korean names too, which I'm not going to do well with. Baeyoung Hun An, Jack Nicholas Korea. To be honest, I didn't
Okay.
even know. Didn't
I
even.
did.
So I think he's pulled out with an injury. I think Jack Nicholas Korea. I think they've just conceded the point. What did you go with? What was yours?
Cypress Point. So
It wasn't gonna. It wasn't gonna. No.
it was, yeah. So I think the biggest shame is that I can't go to Cypress Point and play the course the way the designer designed the course to be played. Really cool from Patrick Cantley. Respect. Your
Yep.
turn.
Right. So back to Canada. So I led off with 2 Australians, a Canadian, 2 South Koreans. So we're middle of the pack now. Number 6, Mackenzie Hughes. His equivalent. Oh, this is a good one. 67th in the world, second in Canada. It's a Stanley Thompson with updates from Ian Andrew, who's a Scot, who's emigrated to Canada, and Tom Doak. They rebuilt the greens. St. George's.
Yeah, we've had. I've forgotten the GM's name there. He's a Scot. Oh, that's so annoying. We've had him on the podcast anyway, discussing the changes. I think you've won this one, but I'll let you have a shout. I'll let you see what you think with this one. I've gone a bit rogue with Sadith Thigala, as he won the Alistair Mackenzie Invitational, which is a pretty big deal as an amateur in the southeast. So, no, sorry, not southeast, southwest, or just west. So, a golf course that means something to him. I've gone with the Meadow Club.
Okay.
Alistair Mackenzie's first course in America. And a big shout out to Joshua Pettit for putting it on the map for me. If you haven't heard his pod, give it a listen. Fascinating guy. But yeah, there you go.
I think back to 4-2 St. George's. Meadow Club, though, would be epic.
I'd love to go.
Yeah, Mackenzie's work in California. It's hard to find anything that isn't good. Where did we get to see from a distance? Was actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on the pod. Anyways,
We'll just keep
pull
that
it for later.
quiet. Is it me to go first?
Later, actually. You to go first. It's 4-2 after 6, which is not bad. Actually, I was expecting a little bit more of a drubbing. So, anyways, we're doing
Well,
okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think you're going to really maybe even take the lead coming in the next 3. So, next I've got Keegan Bradley, who's a Vermont boy. And I've gone down an alternative route as I've never heard of any golf course in Vermont. Which so I've had to go down a different route, and I went to the fact that he was one of 6 golfers to ever win a major on their debut, and he won it at Atlanta Athletic Club in 2011.
So, good shout. I mean, obviously, great golf course. So I went back to Australia. Jason Day, his equivalent, Kingston Heath.
There's no
20th
chance.
in the world.
No offense to Atlanta Athletic Club. I would love to have the opportunity to play your shores, but Kingston Heath is unbelievable. Now, the big question is, have you heard the list of people who have won it on their major debut? Have you heard this list before? So there's 6 of them.
I probably have, but I wouldn't even be able. I could take wild stabs at it, but I'd be flailing at best.
So obviously Keegan Bradley being one, Ben Curtis, the Open winner, Fred Hurd, Willie Park Sr., Francis Ouimet, and Horace Rollins.
Huh.
Really quite interesting.
Don't find many Horaces anymore, do we?
No, we don't.
No.
Maybe if I ever have a child, I can name it after Horace Hutchison.
I think so. Yeah, I could do with.
Yeah, we need to have someone come back to us saying, please someone message in saying that they've named their kid after Horace Hutchison.
There's one out there. And not many Willies anymore.
No, there's not many Willies. There's a lot of Wills, not many Willies. So what does that bring us to?
I think I've got that
No.
4-3. 4-3 after 7. Jason Day, Kingston Heath.
Your turn.
Right, so back to Canada. Corey Connors, equivalent. I went back to Cabot. So Cabot Cliffs, this time Cabot Links. Rod Whitman. So not a household name for most golf travelers, but he's doing Cabot Revelstoke, so that'll be an interesting one to see. And he's also worked with Coore and Crenshaw for decades. He's a very well known, very well respected Cabot Links, 82nd in the world. Corey Connors.
Well, yet again, Sam Burns turned up, and I went deep into Louisiana golf, which is when you get to number one in Louisiana and don't move past it. No offense to anyone from Louisiana, but it's a TPC. But I've gone for a place that is won twice that's not in Louisiana, and that's Innsbruck's Copperhead. But that's the closest I could get to anything that was near top 100 in the world. So I think I'm going to have to concede that one to you.
Yeah, Innsbruck. Not one that I would. Well, if I had a choice between the two, I'd definitely be going to Cabot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that massive snake would be cool to see, but
It's not okay. It's fine. It's some people. It suits some people. Great.
different strokes for different folks, as they say. So
Yeah, exactly.
after eight, we tied 4-4, and we didn't even plan this, which was good. So it's literally down to the wire, the last 4. Now, I'll tell you what, the bad thing is I've got 2 South Koreans, a South African, and a Japanese fella left.
I tell you
So we'll
what,
see how it
the
goes.
Japanese man might do well.
Yeah, Hideki's equivalent. I put him out last because it might just be that we need him to clinch that final point. But anyway, so back to South Korea, Siwoo Kim. Again, 49th best course in Asia, 7th best course in South Korea, Whistling Rock. And the only reason why I picked that one was because it wasn't basically kind of a typical Reese Jones or a Nicholas. It was something quite different that I'd never, again, I would consider myself to be fairly clued up on golf course architects and construction firms. I still didn't know any of these guys. So, but again,
That's
Asia
quite
is a
cool.
big place and it's just different. And they used a lot of sand, which I thought would at least give me something. But Whistling Rock, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It sounds like somewhere that you would find in like Nebraska or Wisconsin or something like that. But anyway, Whistling Rock.
Or Utah,
Or Utah,
which is where
which is
Tony Finau's from.
really, I would have thought like Hawaii or
Nope,
some of the islands or something.
he is half Samoan and half. Oh, what was the other one? Anyway, but I've gone for Glenn Wild. Have you ever heard of Glenn Wild? Tom Fazio.
How do you? No,
It's
I have not.
The reason I've gone for it is because the amount of positive reviews we have about it being one of the best examples of mountain golf, but it doesn't rank very highly. It's something like second in Utah, and that's it. It's got a real elk problem, so they have to guard the greens in certain times of the years with electric fences, a bit like Brewer,
Brilliant.
which is quite
That
cool.
is like such a juxtaposition. So you got a Tom Fazio with like electric fences around the greens.
Brilliant. I thought that was very funny.
That is very cool. Well, to be honest, I think just on that merit, I think I have to give you the nod on that one.
No, I think you like. Is it?
Can we do all square?
Yeah, let's go in evens.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's fine.
4.5 points. 4.5 points.
Down
to the wire.
Is it me to go first?
I think it is. Yeah.
Brian Harmon, Georgia boy.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, okay.
And you have to go for Augusta.
You do. Now, this is interesting. I mean, we got who was it? Rick Shields called us out on Augusta, and then we like counterpunched with why we thought it was is it 13th in the world, 12th or 13th in the world at the minute.
Oh, like it was more just a discussion about the fact that It's an incredible place that if you rate golf courses on experience and quality of greenkeeping, then it's the number one in the world. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it
no.
probably, yeah. If you could include yeah, you're right, experience in with golf, then yeah, Augusta would be very tough to beat. Very tough. Um,
Um,
well, I'm just going to give this to you. I think it's another withdrawal. So I had to go to South Africa for this one. It's an interesting one. I found a golf course. So this is a bit obscure. SV Hodgkin, Stafford
okay.
Veer Hodgkin. So best known for his work, Woodhall Spa. Um, so he basically took the course from uh, what it was ages ago and then made it into more or less what it is today. Colt does get a little bit of credit for it, but it was more or less Hodgkin's baby. And now Renaissance has done most of the work to bring it all the way back, and it's well represented in the world rankings, right around 50th, I believe. But he somehow got to South Africa, and he did Durban Country Club, which at one point was ranked in the world top 100 on our website. So I thought, if nothing else, it would still be a quality golf course, but there is no way that it can compete with Augusta. So 5.5 to 4.5
Do you want to hear
down to
my
two.
interesting fact about Brian Harmon at
Absolutely. I
Augusta?
mean, Augusta, his stat at Hoylake was amazing when he won.
Oh, incredible! Well, it was on the
Like,
same year of that year when he won the Open. So, say the stat.
well, it was something like he didn't miss a putt outside of 8 feet all week. It was
Yep.
just like absolutely mental. Like
Now,
foot strain was off the charts.
I think people need to understand that Hoylake, the greens don't turn as much as you think they do, and they're. It's not that they're flat; they're subtle. And
Hmm.
a lot of people, it's the first thing, if you go out with a +4 handicap or whatever, and you look at the first putt and you say, I'm going to go ball out or whatever, the first thing they say to you, it doesn't turn as much as you think it does. So he's been obviously in the ear of some member.
Yeah, it worked
Everyone,
well for
yeah.
him.
Um, his stat that I find hilarious was, do you know, in the opening day, the first day, first round, he was 2 under after 9. In that, was it 2024 Masters, and he had a 47 on the back nine.
47.
Yeah, 47.
I mean, the back nine is not easy. I mean, I could see if you rinsed a few balls on like, well, you could do it easily on 11, 12, and 13. Yeah, no, yeah, I could see. Oh, and then you've got
40,
15,
yeah.
16. But
Anyway,
47 that's pretty intense.
very harsh words from us to an open winner, but respect. I think we've all had those days.
Yeah, not a good day in the office for him.
Yeah, everything's just
So
gone to shit.
where so now we're at 5.5 to 4.5. So what is that? 9, 10. So we're down to 11, is it? And it's my turn to go
Yeah.
first. Right, so back to Korea. Now I've saved this one because
Okay.
actually I wanted to finish strong. I think you did too. But South Korea. So this is a golf course that's not well known by many people. It's called South Cape Owners Club.
I think you pitched me. Maybe, I don't know. We can do the same vote thing.
Okay, so South Cape Owners Club is, again, it's not well known, but it is ranked currently 79th in the world on our World Top 100 ranking, third best in Asia, first in South Korea. It's a Kyle Phillips design, and it probably has the most scenic collection of par threes. Uh, David Davis, who's CEO of Top 100, has been recently. And yeah, all of the photos that we've seen, it's almost like Cypress Point on steroids, almost a cliff top. If you thought like Cypress Point and Cape Kidnappers had a love child, it almost looks like what South Cape Owners Club par threes would be. So, anyways, that's what I've gone with. Some JM, that was the equivalent. Sent him out 11th, 79th in the world, South Cape Owners Club.
Okay, so this is very tight. I'm doing back-to-back University of Georgia boys with Russell
Okay.
Henley from the Peach State. I've gone with Peach Tree.
Ooh,
Is it 99th
and
in the world?
it's got to be close. I don't know what it is
I
currently, but
don't.
yeah, you
It's
probably
some.
have
It's.
it.
I don't have
It's
it to
it's
hand.
it's either just in the top 100 or knocking on the door.
It's that same thing, but I have to admit, I probably would go with. I don't know. Right? Okay. We're going to do the same. We're going
Okay,
to count us in.
South Cape or Peachtree. Now, Peachtree has, just before we do it, one of the best logos in the game, the cross keys. Absolutely brilliant logo.
It's incredible.
I think Peachtree is a phenomenal golf course, and I think actually quite underrated. But anyways, right.
Criminally, it has a neighbour that not far down the road.
Yep.
I've heard so much about South Cape Owners Club. Okay, 3, 2, 1. South Cape
Peachtree.
Owners Club. Oh, what? I've just heard so
So-
much about this South Cape Owners Club that I've people that I really respect gushing over it, and it's the
And
same
that's
with
it.
Peachtree.
And okay, so I mean, I've seen Peachtree, so I know how good it is, and they've recently done quite a lot of work, and it was absolutely brilliant. South Cape, I think, just from my own personal opinion, it looks amazing. It does. It's just off the charts. I think when it comes down to it, though, you'd have to give the nod to South Cape, and it keeps us in the game.
Are you wanting to win that one, or are we going to say evens?
I say even.
Should we do evens? Yeah. So is it
6-5?
6-5 going into the last? And is it?
We might
you
need
to go
that
first?
captain's pick. Me to go first. So I've left Japan till the end, and I just thought this is going to be a good one. Now this is an Allison course, so colleague, you know what's coming. Number 1 in Asia, number 1 in Japan, 25th in the world. It's Hirono. Recently, just restored by Martin Ebert of Mackenzie and Ebert, and Hirono. I've been told, I've not seen it, but Hirono, I've been told, is probably some of their best work as far as restoration went. No doubt, in large part to the shapers they had on the ground.
That's what I've heard as well. I've heard the work is incredible. This is going to be a tight one.
Okay.
My final Cali boy is Max Homa.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, he holds the record at LACC. So I could have had a number of people with LACC. He holds the course record there. But because I've already used it, can't use it. So I've gone with his 2021 Genesis Invitational win, Riviera.
Cool. Yeah, Riviera. I mean, if he had an invite to Riviera, you would drop everything and go. And LACC. You're really honest.
And
Riviera.
probably Hirono.
So, and Hirono. What is the so based on rank? What are we at?
Riviera's 30th in the world.
I mean, it came down to it, didn't it? 30th to 25th. And the difference between 25 and 30 is like it's so minuscule. You could literally swap those, and there'd be nothing in it, and no one could even argue it. For the sake of it, if we gave the nod to Hirono, then we could go to the captain's picks to see if we end all square, or if
I'm fine with that. To be fair, Max Homa won me money there in 2021 and a decent chunk,
okay,
so I've won with that before.
Right. So it's actually very surprising, isn't it? So 6-6, we've come down to it. No doubt you sent out some of your strong guys first, and then followed up with them, and then I did the same. I thought that might be a tactic to take, but we both did it. So we went head to head. Actually worked out quite well. So we've got some highs and we've got some middle stuff. I mean, look, we're saying each of these golf courses, that's 24 golf courses. If you had a chance to play any of them, you would do it.
Yeah. It's all stunning. Why would you not want to play any of these beauties? Like it's hard to comprehend why anyone wouldn't want to go to any one of them. And I think I've got you.
Yeah, I think you probably do. Now, I'm going to go with, so Mike Weir's the captain, Canadian. Lefty won at Augusta. Now, I could have picked other courses that were higher in Canada. I could have gone with probably Toronto. I could have gone with Hamilton. I could have gone with Banff. But I had to go with my heart, and you know what's coming.
Yeah.
So, Jasper Park Lodge. It is so. It's not just the name. It is so good. So good.
I'm sure it is absolutely fantastic, but
compared to what's coming, I know. So it's 56th in North America currently, 5th best in Canada. Now I think because we've restructured and we've kind of readjusted how we do our rankings, it has a good chance of perhaps even moving up, perhaps a little bit in time. Stanley Thompson again, Ian Andrew. We've already spoken about him. They've done a little bit of work. They need to finish the job. They've had the fire there recently, so this playing season has been a bit of a washout. But Jasper Park Lodge has everything it needs to move into the World Top 100. Hand on heart, would say that.
It's not just because it's called Jasper.
No, it's a great name. But other than that, there is substance. There is substance to it. There's always the question, which one is better, Banff or Jasper? Banff, you're playing literally, it feels like the mountains are on top of you. Jasper, if you put that golf course anywhere in London, you would be as well known as Swinley, St. George's Hill, or Sunningdale. It is that good. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
You put that golf course there, and it's got to be the same league and should be spoken of in the same breadth as the Addington and the Walton Heath of the world. Yeah. It is that good. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're screwed. I know you've gone with your heart, but as Jim Furyk is a Pennsylvania guy, I can just go with Oakmont or Marion.
Job done. Yeah, and there's
Aromic.
or probably 20 more other ones.
Or Country Club Scranton. It's just.
Yeah, it's a deep state, isn't it? And we'll be coming out with the updated ranking shortly. So, anyways, one of those. No, that's it. And we always knew that it was going to. Look, 7-6. It did better than I thought. Better than we thought.
I'm not going to lie to you. The lads from certain areas of there is states in America. Not great. Doesn't go deep.
Not a lot going on. No.
It's nothing against the golf that they play there, but it's when we're talking about World Top 100, it's difficult to find land in Louisiana that can produce a World Top 100 golf course. So
absolutely, and the thing is too. I mean, you look at even Australia. I think Australia. I mean, I've played a little bit in Australia and New Zealand. I mean, there's no cracking. There is golf there that is as compelling and as competitive in the World Top 100 as anywhere else in the world. Royal Melbourne is one of them. You can put it up against the best in Scotland, England, and America, and on any given day, Royal Melbourne West, or even the composite course, would be like perhaps the best golf course in the world on a purely architectural basis. But
that's why I had to go Pine Valley leading off. I knew you had something special up there.
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. Anyways, one of those. Well, it was good. It would do better than we thought. 7-6. I think, if I'm honest, I think the international team would probably be pretty happy with 7-6 on Sunday if it really came down to that. I think they know that it's going to be a bit of a blowout. But so that was good. 7-6 USA. Brilliant. Look forward to seeing what happens with it.
Well done. I think
well played.
The European fixture of this might be for the Ryder Cup versus when you do the US. I'm not doing this again.
Okay, I'll do the US. Yeah, next time.
No,
can I borrow your notes?
Yeah, free. I'll send them to you. It might be a wee bit tighter. Well, that was really interesting. A couple of very well, a list of incredible golf courses. Thank you very much, Jasper. And if anyone wants to get in touch, my name is James Henderson. It's James at top100golfcourses.com. I enjoy reading your emails. Or just get us on official Top 100, which is our Instagram. We also have Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube. Just get in touch. We enjoy hearing from you. And please remember, play fast, lunch slow.